a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Turtola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. We are going to be talking about a beautiful initiative that has birthed, that has given life now here in the Virgin Islands. More and more we're seeing and hearing of persons coming out as writers, as authors of books, and my guest today is one of them, Mrs. Dawn Leonard. It's a pleasure having you here for such a beautiful moment.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you so much for having me.
All right, it's all talking about a turn of events. What events has turned?
Well, Kathy, you'll have to read the book.
I definitely will have to read that book. I want you to tell me. Tell me how you got onto this road. We never knew this side of you. I know you as a Rotarian. I know you as a public servant. I know you being part of a number of community service organizations and doing things otherwise, but nowhere in my thought one day I would have seen a book pop up, a turn of events by Dawn Leonard.
Well, Kathy, there's a lot of things you don't know about me. There are a lot of things. But yeah, so this process started a while. It started, I think it's more than 8 years. I wrote the book in a short period of time, and I think I just put it down after a bit. You know, I think I was doubting myself about becoming an author. When the idea came to me, I said to my husband, I said, Len, I have an idea for a book. He was like, well, write it, you know?
Just like that.
Just like that. He's like, well, write it. So that inspired me and encouraged me. And so I took to writing. I gave myself a goal of 800 words a day. Well, in the evening. And I did that. And in no time, I had between 30 to 40,000 words. And then I think that's when the doubt crept in, like, what are you doing?
How are you going to get this sorted out?
Well, you know, I was just doing it because it was something that came to my... I write short stories and stuff like that. I haven't really shared them. You know, I like journaling and stuff like that. I told the kids a lot of stories that I made up on the spot, you know, bedtime stories. One that I would be writing into a book, putting it into a book. But this story, I think we were preparing to go to a wedding in Connecticut. So while it's fictional, it does draw from some of my life, our life, my family. But it is a fiction. When I hired an editor, she said it's a psychological fictional book. I didn't think about that because I didn't think on the genre that the book would be. But it's a fascinating book. It obviously highlights the Virgin Islands. The event actually takes place in the Manhattan. That turn of events, that aspect of it. I could read the blurb on the back if you like.
Yeah, let's hear.
So it says, Louis and Anna Masters were college sweethearts who were madly in love with each other. They lived for their beautiful children and they enjoyed taking family vacations. But when their couple's vacation to Connecticut turns horrifically wrong, it shakes the Masters family to its core. With a series of events that include betrayal, lies, and deceit, Anna Masters finds herself in an abyss tormented by depression and uncertainty about her future. Befriended by her OBGYN, Dr. Bailey, will he prove instrumental in saving her from this dark hole, or will she learn about a more sinister plan? Meanwhile, as Louis and the kids try to piece their lives back together, they wonder what their new reality would look like. Will faith, patience, and time prove an ally or an enemy?
Wow, wow. I can see the psychological aspect of it from the get-go. And you're really like touching on things that are real.
Yes,
in a fictional way. So
definitely. So there are strong themes about marriage, about love, about lies and betrayal and love triangles and
You've been at it, girl.
yeah, so and I'm really excited about the book, about sharing it with the BVI community and the world. So on Thursday it's going to be launched, and
okay,
yeah.
So we're here specifically because we want you to enjoy the launch of this book. It's not the normal where you go to some spot and sit down and just pay to purchase one and get an autograph. So Dawn has a really beautiful plan for her launch, and I want you to share that with us.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. So when I was writing the book, it always felt to me like a movie. Yeah. And persons I've shared it with who have, done some unofficial editing for me, they've always said the same. So I envisioned it being launched using dramatization of different parts of it. So I hired a producer, a local producer, Janice George Harris. And the way she wrote the script, it teases person. So it doesn't tell the story. It doesn't give away the story. It doesn't give away the plot. But it really is a tease. And the cast has been a beautiful cast, and they have been working really hard for us to have this dramatized event on Thursday, this Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give us some details as to, how we can get tickets.
Well, yeah, sure. The tickets are available at Umi House, JNC Trading, at Correz Business Services. I think there's one other on there that, and New Generation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And your persons can call me. Your persons have been calling me to get the tickets. So yeah.
And the launch is happening at
HLSCC Auditorium, the Eileen Parsons Auditorium at HLSCC. So I have it as a red carpet event because movie premiere, book premiere. So we'll be serving hors d'oeuvres around 6:30, and everyone needs to be seated at 7:20, so we could start promptly inside the auditorium at 7:30.
Awesome. So this is a Thursday. It's not the weekend where it's clashing with Lobster Fest and all the other activities that
exactly.
are happening, because I think there is something that's happening Main Street, not Christmas in the City.
In the city, yeah, that's right after Lobster Fest, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So
but it's Thursday. It's a wonderful Thursday evening event.
You have enough time to arrange with your bosses to set your schedule of your work to make sure that on Thursday you finish at least 2 hours earlier. So when the clock strikes 4, when you're supposed to leave, you're walking out the door at 4 to go get dressed in that fancy gown, whatever it is, to step on the red carpet.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. And while we were talking there, it came to me, probably Dawn used to be doing a lot of mills and booms when she was growing up.
Actually, no. I did not read a lot of fiction.
No,
I read a lot of self-help book, a lot of spiritual books, but not a lot of fiction.
But look,
Yeah, it does have elements of criminal, almost criminal activity. So I watch a lot of crime movies and
the action-packed ones,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But when I was writing the book, I deliberately did not watch those kinds of movies. I did not read like I said, I don't read a lot of those kinds of books, but yeah, because I didn't want to be influenced. I didn't want the story.
Your story to be your story,
yes. And so I have it copyrighted by the Library of Congress. It is copyrighted.
Nice.
So it's some intense stuff in here,
Yeah.
and I have to tell you that the actors. I was at practice last Thursday, and Kathy, tears were just running out. I was so emotional.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're doing such a fantastic job, and they just had me in tears. Yeah, yeah. People will enjoy it. They will enjoy, and all the reviews so far. We have some reviews on Amazon because it is available on Amazon. But the books will be available in Tortola after the launch as well. So yeah, persons can contact me, and I will be sharing some more information on where we'll have book signings and so forth.
Okay, so quickly in a few seconds, tell us when, where, and why you should be at the Eileen Parsons Auditorium on Thursday.
Well, you know, Kathy, we've been locked down for a long time. This is an event that promises to be exciting, and, you know, it's just something to do on a Thursday evening, you know, get dressed nice, come out on the red carpet, and experience a book launch that is different, you know.
Yes.
I know persons will enjoy it. It's planned that way.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to say, I would like to give some recognition to some of my sponsors, the Coal Pot and National Bank. Mia Moore gave some goodies for my goodie bags, and House of Luxury, Little Switzerland. So I just want to say shout out to them and thank you so much for that. Yeah, so Thursday at the Eileen Parsons Auditorium, I will be launching my book. It will be a dramatization of some chapters. It will not give away the book, but it will entice you to want to read it. And here it is, Turn of Events. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Awesome. So we know it's Thursday, yes, a weekday, and we see you going out at matches on Tuesday nights, around the street up with all those cars. We see you going out to the karaoke events and the other fundraisers that are held at places like Bamboo Shea and the other places during the week. So there's no excuse for Thursday night for you to go get that fancy dress, that fancy suit, that shirt and pants out and enjoy a great play to launch a great narration that was put together by Dawn, the Turn of Events. Hope you make it out and have fun. And Dawn, again, congratulations.
Thank you so much,
You said
Kathy.
I don't know much about you, but I just learned something more about you. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.